Dude, I just saw James Gandolfini in the Minneapolis airport. And I was like, well, hey, did we get on the same flight? And she was like, yeah. I was like, well, didn't it trigger you that I was in row 89F? And she was like, I did think it was weird you weren't in first class.
He married my sister, now we're living together. We are roommates in love.
1 day late.
I mean, we've done 300 of these things.
Three and a half years, and I think we've missed 4 Thursdays, and 2 of those, it came out a day late. So
and one of those was
good.
Oh, no, one of those was a death.
One of them was a death. Maybe 2 of them were deaths?
But I think we were still on Thursday on those days. I think we still came out. One of them was just short.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, leave us alone.
No, we appreciate the love.
No, actually, don't leave us alone.
But also, leave us alone just for like a little bit.
And if you guys are
even come back hard on Friday.
If you're thinking about holding back on Spotify reviews right now, don't do that.
God, no.
You know how much I love a spotty view.
Seymour is currently ripping up the bottom of this chair.
He missed you, dude.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, he's going absolute
Get out of there.
ham on there.
God.
Seymour, quit it, dude. Oh, he is misbehaving right now. First time we've had animal abuse on the pod. This is incredible.
Wow.
Tom that's actually bleach in that thing that he's spraying Seymour with.
You know, I keep that thing on me. I'm keeping it in my hand.
Boiling hot bleach.
He completely ripped up the bottom of the bottom fabric.
The whole bottom.
God damn it.
He missed you, Tom. That's how he says I love you and please don't go to the woods again.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I just emerged from the woods.
You don't smell woodsy.
My car smells so bad because we did a wet hike, and then everyone just leaves shit in there.
Why didn't you take the rental car to go to the wet hike?
Mine is bigger.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but
Jeff got the rental car. You know, the rental car was the smallest Nissan Sentra
Kia Rio,
they could find. It was a baby blue Nissan Sentra.
You have anything in a 2-door? That'd be great. Incredible,
great.
Jeffrey.
Yeah, got out. Drove straight here.
You got some war wounds there.
Oh yeah, I ate it on the hike yesterday.
How bad of an eat?
It was actually not bad at all, and it was really embarrassing because one of our good friends, Greg, on this hike, he kept bending over, and then his water bottle would fall out of his backpack, like the backpack side pocket.
Why is he bending over so much? What is he doing?
It was just a real, like, all fours.
Oh, like you were kind of, okay.
Yeah, like kind of crawling over rocks and stuff. And he would bend down, and then the water bottle was kind of top heavy.
Classic.
And it would fall out. And then, like, there were times where he had to, like, chase it down the hill. So, whatever. I'm kind of making fun of him about it. I'm like, put the fucking water bottle in your backpack.
Zip it in there.
You're already in last. You can't be being held up by the water bottle.
Come on, man. He almost had cancer.
It's not a race. I know. We almost thought he almost had something that looked like cancer. So we planned a trip around him. Greg, very glad you're alive.
Get in better shape, though.
Yeah, I mean, figure it out. But then I'm in the lead, and I'm kind of past. I'm probably like 100 yards or 100 feet ahead of everyone.
It's like so you're just not even on the trip anymore.
Yeah. I'm like 100 feet ahead, enough where like people can't see me, and then I dropped my water bottle.
But you couldn't let Greg see.
So I tried to grab it, foot slipped on a piece of like mossy rock.
We love karma, folks.
And then ate shit on it, scratched up my arm, and I was like, someone behind me, I think Tucker was like, "You good?" And I was like, "Yeah, I didn't actually fall at all.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine." And my water bottle, it's in my backpack.
Wait, so 100 feet ahead?
Yeah.
That's not that bad. That's 30 yards. It's not crazy.
Yeah.
But did you have the competitive thing going on?
Well, it's half competitive and I get a little stir crazy sometimes on those hikes where I go, we still have 7 hours.
Right. See, I try not to. I take it. Vin Diesel would say 1/4 mile at a time.
I was like, which one are we going with here?
I take it.
Who
literally
sings one step at a time.
I think that's just like a.
I know, but isn't there like a good like R&B like woman?
R&B women? Yeah, there's a lot of great R&B women, Tom.
No.
Jesus Christ.
No, a song by a woman.
I don't know what path you're taking here. This is
One
tough.
step at a time? I don't know.
You know, it's a journey of 1,000 miles, Tom.
Yeah, it begins with a single.
But I just like look down, watch
mile.
my little tootsies, and I don't think about how much is left. I only do that when when somebody's coming down, you're going, so we're about halfway?
And they go,
And they go,
not even close.
No, you're not. It's actually a long, and they're so arrogant about it every time.
Oh yeah, when they're on their way down.
On the way down,
and
'cause they're
how
like,
quickly?
oh, you have no clue.
How quickly they forget they were once.
You were just me.
Just
You have no
2 hours
empathy for
ago.
me anymore?
No.
It's just great. This is like
Man,
when
I
people
am
get
that
money
person,
and they all of a
actually.
sudden become Republicans.
Oh yeah, they closed the door right behind them.
Sorry. I'm going to lift this little ladder up and
Yeah.
watch you drown to death.
The cocky on the way down. I think I've subscribed to that a little bit.
Oh, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, I go, okay. The hell? I can say it.
So can I.
You're going down and you're passing people and you're doing so great.
100%. I'm going. You're almost at the top. You're also in
So
great
you're
shape.
lying to them.
No, I'm going. You're in great shape. Your husband loves you.
Yeah.
Everyone loves you.
just
Everybody
tell
at
them
work thinks you're hilarious.
4 lies in a row.
I would definitely smooch you if I wasn't getting married.
This eating shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
it was a good little week
I
in the
know,
woods.
I missed the
and,
boys. I was
we-
trying
we
not to
missed
think
you
about it the
dearly.
whole time.
No, it wasn't that much fun. It was fine. We played Settlers of Catan.
Is that like a not a World of Warcraft, but like
No,
a Risk?
It's a
like
yeah.
a Risk
I would say
adjacent.
Risk adjacent. Yeah,
Okay,
it's trading resources and building settlements.
So Jeff was really good at it.
He was okay. You know, I won't say who won. Doesn't really
Oh, my
matter.
God, I'm not even gonna
It
ask.
honestly doesn't matter.
I'm not gonna
What
ask.
matters is you're nowhere close to the top. You actually got a long way to go.
How much did Tucker hate that you won Settlers of Catan?
He wasn't there yet.
Oh,
This
okay.
is just me, Greg, and Jeff.
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
So not a ton of competition.
I didn't want to risk the roommate situation with a board game. It's gotten very violent in the past.
Greg's just trying to trade for chemo the whole time. You're like, you don't have cancer,
Stop,
Greg.
dude.
Stop trying to get chemo.
Well, then can I trade for cancer first, and then I'll need the
and then
chemo?
I'll get the chemo.
That'll be a good
Oh,
use.
God.
That was good. Yeah, you gotta hit a hike soon. You're a hike boy.
I'm a woods guy. I have been fully converted. We've been over this numerous times. I was once a beach man. I think I might be a woods lake guy.
Yeah.
Well, I was a woods guy for a long time, and then you go down south, and everybody says you got to go to the beach.
I know it's such a different vibe because it's like beach is chill, woods is like adventure time.
It's adventure time.
Yeah.
You feel like a kid.
Yeah, and you're also like I'm getting steps in. I feel good. If you do booze, then you're like
I earned it.
I earned this.
I 100%
This is like a
earned this.
celebratory. We just returned from the front.
Well, we talked about this when I got back from Joshua Tree. It was that did you have because I saw some of the photos and they do have those moments where you're like gonna remember this screenshot in my head.
Yeah.
This is just like the majesty of the world. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this view I've got here. Nobody gets to
know.
see this view.
No.
And it's a beautiful thing. People, you got to explore your national parks more often because Trump is going to start shutting down all of them and cutting the trees down.
Well, yeah, the funding is toast, but the funding to cut the trees down would probably be. Well, no, you could just privatize it. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It does suck when you're out there and you realize like you can't order anything off Amazon Prime. Like it just wouldn't. DoorDash doesn't get out there.
Dude, there were a few times where you just had that thing in your head where I was like, I hadn't looked at my phone in a little while, and I just was like, I probably should see what my phone's doing.
Yes, I get grossed out by.
What's
it
my
out
phone
there.
up to right
Yeah.
now? Like it's a living, breathing thing.
I know.
I was like,
I
I've been
haven't
kind of
checked
a
on it
dick.
in a
I haven't
while.
even talked to my phone in a little
know.
bit. It's really embarrassing.
I did kind of a good job of really ignoring the phone for about 4 days. And you know what's funny is you can do that, and it feels great.
Yeah, but then everybody thinks you're a dick.
Also, like the day you go back to using the phone, there's just like so much to respond to.
So
That.
much. And then you have to do the, hey, I was trying. And people are like, no, you need to be accessible at
and like,
all times.
And like you didn't let us know. That's kind of where I fucked up. I got a couple emails like, hey, yeah, but like we still were waiting for an answer on this. And I was like, but I was off the grid.
Nah, I was actually in the woods. So
And they were like, yeah, but we didn't know that.
you didn't check on. I posted a few stories about it. You didn't see
And I
my.
didn't even
I was like, you didn't see my friend's story.
But you didn't see Greg Kennedy's story about me being. You could actually see me on the side. I was manning the grill.
Yeah, I was on the grill, and then I was having a couple of big wins on Settlers of Catan, if you're familiar with that.
You know that it's kind of risk adjacent.
That's where Chris Catan. A lot of people don't know that he's a nepo baby.
Yeah, he was.
His
was
grandfather
the original his grandfather was
settled
he
Catan,
settled Catan,
which is crazy, and then they turned it into a board
They
game.
changed the name to be perceived as not board game people.
Correct.
And, yeah.
Another example of classic nepo baby bullshit, which I am sick of, but unfortunately, some of them are talented.
I'm just glad my dad is Dr. Nick Hulu. It's gonna continue paying off
Nick
for me.
Hulu. Tom, do you have any fun story? Give me a story.
I got
I mean, we haven't even talked about big fat Jimothy Fallon.
Jimothy. We met Jimothy last week. Did the Tonight Show. It was fun. I had a funny story from it. Fuck, what was? Oh yeah. I had a moment that would have. I mean, I think this is a nightmare for just about anyone in the world. But I was like, I almost texted you, and then it was too soon right before the recording. But you get backstage for the recording. I've got my sister, I've got my girlfriend, I've got my best friend of all time, Rich Park. There was a fun moment where I realized my sister and Rich were both at the first show I ever did in Chicago.
Crazy.
And I was like,
What show was that?
Cool. It was my class show at the Lincoln Lodge.
Incredible.
Yeah. Kind of the hottest show I've ever done, probably, to this day.
Wait,
One of
is
those
that-
graduation shows?
Is that the one where you sent that clip to
Duh,
X, Y,
shut
and
up.
Z? Is that the one? Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about it. It was a hot clip, actually. It was one of the hottest clips. If you take
Oh, it's so
audience
funny.
reaction to quality of jokes, it is the hottest.
It was hot and juicy,
Best
yeah.
ratio of all time.
Like, if you could go back now with actual jokes.
Oh, we could have
People would have blown their brains out.
cleaned
Yeah.
up. I mean, it was insane how bad that set was. So that was a cool moment because I'm like, man, you guys have seen me be just really, really bad a lot of times.
Yeah. First time I met Maddie.
Last week.
Yeah.
Wow, that is crazy.
I'm checking these Schneemans off the list.
Finally, one by one. Yeah, sister number 4, quick pit stop in from London. She was on her way to Minnesota for
G'day,
sister
mate.
number 5's bachelorette party. She pit stop to come to the recording. So they're backstage. It's fun. We're hanging for a sec. Nerves are low. Like, I've been there a couple times to see friends record, so I was like, I wasn't that nervous. And then the show starts recording, and then they're like, all right, when Mark Maron is on, then you know.
Did you get to meet
have
Mark?
10 minutes. Yeah, very briefly. He was nice though. He watched the set and he was cool.
Did he give you like a backhanded compliment?
No, I kind of wish.
That's what you want out of Marin.
I know, but it was too public. It was in the hallways, and we both had our posses behind us.
Right. Yeah, and Rich Park, he's going, this guy's going to beat the shit out of me.
Yeah, I better not say.
This guy's
anything
112 pounds.
Too quick.
But you kind of want Marin to be like, yeah, I kind of know what your thing is.
Absolutely. I was devastated to see him. I was
Yeah,
terrified
okay.
of seeing him.
It's like cute.
Yeah.
Nice jacket.
No, you got the jacket thing going on. And it's good. It's
kinda
good,
what you
good
want.
stuff, pal.
Because that's like a legendary, you would have that story forever.
Yeah, I know. Oh, he said he just walked out. He walked out and said, I think he said good stuff, pal.
Not what you want out of Marin.
And then we kind of were going to do the thing of like, we've met before, right? But the only time I've met him was in the Delta Lounge in the Minneapolis airport, and I called him Buddy.
Yeah, can't be doing that.
That was one of my 2 Buddy stories.
Can't be. Yeah, the other one
Him
was
and Shane Gillis. Yeah. But at least it was in a cool setting of a club that I didn't belong in.
Sup, champ?
So then he's like, when Mark's on, you got 10 minutes. And I was like, great. When Mark goes on, I go, all right, I'm going to go in this other dressing room by myself and just sit there for a sec. So I go in there, kind of meditate. I walk through some stuff. I wrote a note to myself in my notebook, and it was all good. And then I come out and I'm like, I think I've got 3 minutes.
Can I guess the
good?
genre of note?
Sure.
Was it like appreciate the moment?
A little bit. It was like a note to my past self, like write a note to your 5 years ago self.
Yeah, so I'm kind of right there.
Yeah. Well, and just like you know, hard work pays off. Like that. That's kinda, that was kind of the thing. Is like, you know, just like most of it sucks, but like just keep going.
Sometimes
and
it's
then
cool.
It's fun.
Right.
Yeah. Right. And so I do that, and then I come out, and I'm like, I've got 2 minutes. This is like kind of ideal. And then he's like, they had already walked out to this audience, so now it's just me. And then he's like, all right, you want to hit it? And I'm like, I'm ready. And then we walk into the hallway, and he goes, oh shit, there's a whole nother segment. You got like 15 minutes. Now that is where it's like, you just open the floodgates to panic and doubt and fear, and
I was just confident.
I just had it.
My balls are so blue right now.
Yeah.
I got a hard dinky and I was ready to go.
Crazy feeling. I was like, I gotta let one loose.
Well, What? Who's running this show? Jimothy? What the hell is that?
It was a
Jim?
little misstep, and
Wait, they forgot they had another 15-minute segment.
It was usually there. Usually, if there's another comic on the show, you follow them.
Right.
So Marin was, on it.
The comic.
But it was just for some reason he had to go before Journey Smollett, and so she hadn't gone up yet.
Unreal.
And so it was just the guy who runs the stand-up segment. He just was like, you're obviously after Mark. But just, it was a real pump fake.
Fired.
And I was like...
And you bit.
Yeah.
I bit hard.
I fully jumped. This is a definition of don't jump.
Absolute blow-by.
And I landed in the third row. Could not recover.
By the time you turned around, this dude was already taken off from the free throw line.
Cocked back, yammed one on me. I mean, because it was crazy. Then I'm just in the dressing room alone for like 15 minutes.
And you're like, now I'm being sabotaged.
Yep. Yeah.
This is what they're doing.
You guys are out to get me.
Interesting.
I was actually, I could have gone there. Thank God I didn't.
Thank God you consulted ChatGPT.
I didn't, yeah. No, my brain, are you hitting ChatGPT therapy? Is that what the T stands for?
I've asked it a couple of questions.
Okay.
And you know what? I'll say this is my critique about ChatGPT. It's too positive.
I have heard that from a few people.
It's too like rah-rah. I'm going, hey brother, I'm here for
Give it to me straight.
Yeah, talk to me like a human being here.
Yeah.
Don't pat me on the butt.
Talk to me like a human being. Be mean.
Be horrible to
Doubt me. Instill fear in me.
I know it's like any positive feedback. I mean, I'm like, well, this is horse
That's
shit.
clearly a robot.
This is not passing the Turing test at all because it's being nice to me.
Yeah,
no,
oh my
humans
God.
are mean. Wait, did I think I sent this message to the not the derail. Keep going. I'm sorry. We'll finish this thing.
Well, that was the big pump fake, and that was my only moment of panic through the whole day. And then
I think that's fair. I think that's a fair moment of panic.
Yeah, it felt justified.
Were they like, we're so sorry, or was it just like, I guess that's like that's showbiz, babe.
Oh yeah, no, it was not. There was no apology.
Oh, it was just like
It's just like, no, you have 10 more minutes.
yeah, it's just whatever. Shut up.
Yeah.
Go have another.
And then you
seltzer.
can't be like, but I'm just ready to go up.
But I'm already.
Switch it.
Her brother did something horrible. Push her off the show.
Yeah. So then it was, then you just go back there, and then there's this cool ass like stage manager. He stands and he looks right at you, and he's like, when I put my arm down, you go out there. And then he just stands and he goes, you feeling good? You're going to crush. I watched the rehearsal. You're going to do great. And he kind of peps you up.
Love that.
Awesome. Because you also know, like, I've kind of like heard people talk about this guy. I'm like, he's seen everyone that I look up to.
Right.
He has seen them in this moment. And then Fallon goes out there and does this cool thing where before they start rolling again, he's like, hey, stand-up is like my favorite thing, and it's so cool we get to have stand-ups on this show. This is a big moment for this guy.
Kind of God mics you in.
Yeah, and he does this joke that I've seen him do before, but we all do material.
Brutal.
He goes, he's like, and he's got some friends here, so don't make him look good.
Right, right.
And that gets a big fun cheer. Right. And then they're hot. I mean,
and they're on your side in such a huge way.
Like, let's see.
Whatever, dude.
What's this guy got?
Yeah, they're all from wherever.
Yeah.
They're excited
no way
to be
this guy
there.
can follow Journey Smollett.
How's he going to follow that panel guest? Talking about her new show about a detective in Memphis.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is, but
it was that.
It's gotta be a detective.
It was something about
somewhere.
that, yeah.
Yeah, but and then it's over so quick. The only thing I remember thinking up there is a guy yelled something at one point.
You got heckled?
Which is weird. No, I think a guy just reacted at the wrong time and wooed.
Tough.
I said it was the line about, I was like, my dad, I was like, now, unfortunately, my dad is my go-to doctor. And someone was like, yeah!
That was your dad. You didn't even know he flew in.
Dr. Hulu was in the building. It was crazy.
He's actually a talented physician.
I remember clocking that and being like, don't
react to that.
Yeah.
Don't react to that.
And you can see it, a little flash in my eye. And then all I remember then is when I was starting like the last joke, I was like, oh, I'm at 4.5 already.
I'm done.
It's over. And then I was kind of like, fuck.
Should have milked
It's
this.
so quick.
Maybe I should do 7.
I mean,
What's he gonna do?
Probably, I'm killing. No one gets mad if you run it if you're killing. I have no planned jokes.
He's doing
after this.
12 minutes right now.
Man, he just I said, what else is going on?
How's this going? Pull out the notebook. You kind of go up and you're like, yeah,
I
you guys
did-
can chop that up however you want. I gave you a bunch.
Yeah. You guys mind if I tried a new thing with you? Do that. Yeah, and then it's cool. He's so good at being nice and hyping you up, and you feel good. And then you have like 5 hours where you hate it
Sure.
because you don't get to see it. You
Right.
just replay what you think was bad. And there was like a couple words I thought I fucked up.
You look pretty stressed out when I got to the cellar.
I was so stressed.
Yeah, you did look
Well,
like you
I
were
was
having
more
an
stressed
amazing
about it.
time.
It really is a brutal situation to watch it in front of your friends.
Oh my god, I don't know why anybody would volunteer for that.
I got talked into doing it, and I didn't regret it. I don't regret
That was fun.
doing that. It ended up being fun because I was okay with the set.
Right.
Like, I was really scared that I would hate it and then have to be like,
Well, then you got to be like, yeah, it's not what I was. I kind of fucked the wording up on
Yeah,
that one, and
yeah.
everybody's like, well, "What are you talking about?"
and like you want to cry.
Right.
But yeah, and then there, it was just whatever. I felt a lot of love. It was beautiful. Thank you for coming. Yeah, it was sweet. It was a lot of people that I love showed up.
Fun
And, fun hang.
Riffing,
Laughing.
raffing.
That's what was kind of nice. Is like the second that was over, it was like boom, back to just hang.
Right. I mean,
It
it
kind of
was
felt
like,
like it was done. It was like,
well,
all
it was
right,
like
good.
hang, 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Hang.
good job.
hang.
It was 2
And then
minutes
it
of
was
good job,
Right.
and then it was back
Hang
normal.
City.
Literally my one regret was like I took the night off of like doing spots, and I kind of wish I had just done a spot because I was excited for it to be like over, and that kind of would. It felt good the next night doing a couple shows and being like,
You need to like
thank
release.
God I don't need to think about those jokes at all.
Right.
Or anything is just so dominant in the head, and
Get the evil out.
got the evil out, and then now we're, and the next day it was so funny. I go to meet Jeff Asmus in New Hampshire to do shows, and he's like in the same text. He's like set was great. I watched it with Greg last night in the hotel. Are you bringing your camera to Portsmouth? I'm like right back down
back
to
in it, baby.
videographer guest spot.
Right back in it.
Where I was at. So funny. I was just like right back to it. I haul ass to Portsmouth. I was so late, got stuck in crazy traffic. And then get there after the show has started. Greg gets the light when I walk in. I gotta set up my camera and then run on and it's
Hey,
like
good stuff last
just
night,
did
Tom.
the
Do you have an
track.
extra SD card you could bring up here? That'd be great. Also, would you mind editing a few things?
oh my god.
That's so fun.
I got one fun thing on the drive. Half of why I was late. I go to leave. My car's parked out in front. You've seen people double park out here.
People don't care.
Lawless. But the time for the street cleaning passed. Cars aren't moving.
Right.
I'm looking at my car. I'm like, my ETA is showtime.
Right.
So I have to go. But what do? Your car's parked in.
I mean, you're fucked.
Yeah, so I'm just like standing out there. I stood there
I
for
guess you'd
35 minutes.
Stand out there and honk your horn.
And I'm like waiting for someone who looks like they're walking towards that car. I asked a couple random people if that's their car,
car, man?
which is a crazy thing.
What? No. I'd be getting in it if it was mine. Hey, excuse me. This your car?
And then I drove over the sidewalk. I drove 50 feet down the sidewalk right here
You know,
in the city.
you know what I like? That's just some New York shit.
It was like, I have to.
And if anybody saw you doing that, they go like, "It was sure."
Dude,
yeah.
these like 3 Latino dudes were sitting down at the corner, and they go,
Yeah,
yeah!
fuck yes, dude. We've been waiting for you to do. That's my car.
Yeah.
We were trying to see if you'd sack up and do it.
I felt so insane. My blood was boiling. I mean, like my heart
That's
was
a lot. That
pounding.
50 feet. That's a long 50.
On 50, because I got up there and I thought I could go out at the next opening, but there was a fire hydrant I didn't see. And I'm like, shit.
Now you're just cruising
now I'm
down the
driving down the sidewalk. And I had to get all the way to this driveway, and it was just like there was a couple people that looked at me that looked so perplexed.
Right.
And I was like, nah,
I don't know. I gotta get to Portsmouth.
I'm supposed to film Jeff's set.
My ETA is showtime.
so
it's so
insane.
funny.
Yeah, that was my Friday. It was a quick come down from the Tonight Show.
Hey, man.
Next day, I'm driving over
Great
the
set.
sidewalk in Bushwick.
'Cause you
Cars covered in dog shit.
Oh, that's very fun. We love a come down like that. Life just seems to, it props you up and then it says, hey, by the way,
Little check.
why don't you come on back down?
Hey,
What
what do you think? You're better than Bushwick?
Would you come on
Bushwick
back
will
down?
check you
Bush-
quick.
Oh, my God. It almost only checks. Bushwick never lifts you
It
up.
never gives.
Speaking of getting checked,
Let's hear it.
I don't know. I sent this to the what you diggy. I don't know what happened on the pod last week, but I sent this to the chat. Open up a little DM that we get in our roommates-in-law messages. I want this to come off as least patronizing as possible, but I just listened to last week's pod.
Uh-oh.
Can I send Tim some Lexapro in the mail?
I did not see this.
I love him so much.
Oh.
I want him to be my dad.
Okay. That's a roller coaster.
Well,
right
it brings
there.
you up, takes you right back down.
Yeah, and then dad is kind of like, that's just kind of a weird side. That's a left turn.
The hell? Stray out of nowhere.
It's also not a stray. It's like a respect thing.
But it's also like, how bad was your dad?
Right. Yeah, it's kind of a stray to your dad, actually. You're not catching the stray. The dad is.
The dad should have been catching a baseball 10 years ago.
10 years ago. How old do you think our fans are?
We probably have 22-year-old fans.
Yeah, I guess.
But I mean, I would assume if this guy wants me to be his damn dad, he's not in his 30s.
Yeah, I guess.
Or he thinks
I
I'm
don't
in my
know.
80s.
Or he just has a weird thing.
It is a weird
Doesn't really
daddy
understand.
complex.
Yeah.
You want me
I
to
was
be?
thinking the other interpretation is
He wants me to be his older brother, is what he wants.
yes.
You know what I mean? Or like
Yeah.
the cool older cousin
Yeah.
that like got him a beer.
Yeah, or like the uncle that's weirdly kind of the same age as you.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like the uncle is always kind of a tough look because that guy, when you get older, you're like, hey, that wasn't a very good uncle.
Why was he hanging around so
Yeah,
much?
what was he around so much for?
Yeah.
He was like,
So he had nothing going on?
yeah, and he was like getting drunk with my friends. No, not good.
You don't want to be that uncle?
Oh my God. So yeah, let's see. I love him so much. I want him to be my dad. And I know firsthand that depression straight up sucks D and B's. We love it when people use the language.
Yeah. Thank you for censoring, though.
I love you guys. You know what? Now that I read this back, it's actually kind of a nice message.
Incredibly sweet message.
I took it as only an insult.
The fuck? Oh, you love us?
Thanks for always reminding me to check out on my Minty H. More
That's big.
language.
My dad used that language with me this week, too.
Minty H?
I told him, yeah, he called me and I was like, oh, sorry, I missed your call. We're up in the woods. And he goes, incredible. The best thing you can do for, as you and Tim call it, your Menty H. And I agree.
Love it. Shout out to Dr. Nick.
Yeah.
I responded, Lexapro can't fix what old Timmy has.
Jesus Christ.
And he saw it and didn't respond.
Oh, okay. So you kind of beat him. You said, I'll call your bluff.
How about this?
How about this? I'm just as mean as your dad.
You don't want me anywhere near you, son.
Yeah.
I'm going to ruin your life.
God.
Oh, man.
You want to play catch? I'm going to throw some heat.
Because I'm bringing a curveball. It's like, yeah, no, my dad, we played catch a lot, but he always threw knuckleballs.
And it's just, yeah, it was like knuckle, 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
Right down the middle.
Down the middle. Oh, man.
So, yeah, that one sent me for a loop for a little while, but I got back.
Depression does suck D&B.
I know. Maybe I should get on like an SSRI or something.
Yeah,
but
give it a shot.
I think it makes your dinky not work.
Well,
I mean, I'm sorry. I pride myself on good dinky.
I don't think that's always true, though.
I don't know if.
Also,
I don't know.
if that happens, then address it.
I know, but I would wonder if Lizzie would like me to have quality mental H or quality dinky.
I'm going to go ahead and pick Menty H, I hope.
You think?
I mean, I'm praying.
That'd be so weird. Like Lizzie, the sweetest human being of all
she's just
time.
like, no.
She's like, no, I've just been here for the dinky.
Need
the
the
whole
hog.
time. Yeah.
Nah, I mean, this is fine.
All
whatever.
of this is.
I want you to be happy. I don't need you to be happy.
No, but like when you're depressed, you need me more. So that's
That's true.
kind
You're
of
a
what I'm
little
looking
clingier.
for. Yeah.
sometimes sad horny is a real thing too.
Ooh, brother, it's dark, dude.
Well, because I think sometimes your brain is like, I'm feeling a lot of something,
and I have
maybe
to release
let's just pretend
somewhere.
Let's pretend it's horny.
Yeah, it manifests itself.
Because
in a
horny is
boner.
better than whatever it is.
Sometimes my dick is so hard, I'm like, damn, I got to see a therapist.
I gotta go on Lexapro.
Let's see what I actually am going to pay for ChatGPT.
Man, yeah.
Dear ChatGPT, my dinky is rock hard,
Is it,
and I'm the saddest
is
I've
my
ever been in my
dinky,
life.
Is all of my sadness rushing to my dinky? Is that possible?
Oh, it's so embarrassing. How about this story, Tom? This one kind of, you know what I love? We've talked about this. Something I love in life is a nice, classic, small world situation.
Yeah.
There's nothing I love more in the world than a small world scenario.
Yeah, but you also get freaked out by it sometimes, though. You call them broken matrix.
Broken
moments.
matrix, yeah, but it reminds me that I'm alive.
And you go, who?
And he goes, something's happening.
I
here.
gotta stay alert.
Yeah, something's going on.
Shit's going on in Ridgewood.
The universe is insane.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's benevolent. I think it
but I
doesn't
am
give a
supposed to be
shit
here
about
right
me.
now.
But the moment I'm here right now, something is happening.
Yeah, sure.
And
Okay, throw it on me.
That's another
Throw it
one that
on
gets
me?
my dinky hard.
Throw it at me.
Throw it at. I think you can
Lay
throw
it
it on.
on
Lay it on me. You're right. So me and good friend Django Gold, friend of the pod,
Incredible name, incredible comic.
incredible, just so funny,
Very funny guy.
top shelf hang, great guy, great writer. We're hanging. We're at this bar. We go do a show. Go to a bar after. Just hanging. Me and Django don't hang too much.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's a fun, rare hang.
Love Django.
It's fun when you can get a coworker.
Oh,
hang, you know,
man.
where you're like, we're comics who've known each other for a while, never get a one-on-one hang.
And he hit me up and he's like, I'm going to this bar to play pool. What do you think? And I was like, ooh, brother, I'm already like, yeah.
Incredible.
100% there.
Yeah.
So we go rip a spot, go to this bar after. And he's at the bar. He's like, all right, I'm gonna go get us a beer. He's at the bar. It's packed. And, you know, he's not Mr. like push through the bar kind of guy.
Yeah.
Django's going to wait his turn.
Yeah.
He's a polite man.
Putting out a vibe.
So I'm kind of alone at this table for a minute. And there's a table like kind of right across from us, 3 girls. And, you know, you can tell when like people are looking at you.
Yeah.
And
I have really embarrassed myself because of that before.
Well, that's where I'm like, okay, so they're obviously looking. So my brain immediately goes to, they think I'm too old to be here.
Incredible.
That's what
you gotta get on Lexapro. Please, whoever you are, DM me. I'll send you my address, and I'll start putting them in Tim's coffee.
I'm going, they are making fun of me, and they don't think I should be in this bar right now.
You don't look old.
And then I'm looking around, and I'm like, probably the youngest guy in this bar. So, like, I'm like, all right, whatever. Maybe I look like their friend, and they keep doing that.
Not one part of you goes to they've seen me do stand-up comedy.
My
I have
brain,
a profession in which I put myself on display publicly.
my brain didn't even approach that.
Crazy.
So I'm just kind of sitting there, and you can just feel it. They're still. It's 5 minutes past. They're still looking at me. They're looking at their phone. They're talking to each other. They're doing all this shit. And I'm like, okay, this is getting fucking awkward. And then one of them runs right up to Django at the bar. And they're like, oh, my God. And they know each other. They used to work with each other at the Onion.
All right. Oh, shit. Okay.
And so they come back, and they're both just giggling. And I'm going, oh, what? And when she came, I was like, what's going on?
So have you guys decided together that I'm too old to
Yeah.
be here? Is that what it is?
Django was like, you know what? I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
I'm going to get his ass out of here.
I actually was not waiting in line.
They kind of wave over the bouncer.
Overwalks the youngest guy you've ever seen. That
So-
12-year-old bouncer.
They walk over, and then now I'm like, okay, at least I wasn't wrong. And then the other thing is like, am I this big of a narcissist? Where I think random strangers
Are talking about me.
in Williamsburg at
Yeah.
a bar that we just walked into are engrossed in what my
They
life
have
could
to be.
possibly be.
Yeah.
So they walk over, and the girl goes, so I was like, what's going on? And she goes, you're an actor, right? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
But no. Have I done a sketch or two?
I'm 40.
Have I done a bunch of sketches that
Yeah.
were semi-viral?
Semi-viral. At a time where not that many sketches were going viral. We really missed a wave. We really could have been something.
Dude, so actually I had another person reach out recently. I meant to text you this. They go, I say this to my friends all the time. Oh shit, what was the quote? It was when it was the break-in sketch of Roommates in Law where they go, it was like you had the thing and you were like, but I was a theater major. Pretend it's a knife.
Oh man, that sketch bombed so hard, and that line was one of the funniest lines ever. It was
it's a great line.
It was why do you get the was it the rolling pin or baseball bat? Mm-hmm. You get the baseball bat? I played baseball in high school.
Right.
I go, right, I did theater. And you go,
well, pretend that's a knife.
Pretend that's a knife. And I go, what if he didn't do theater? And you go, okay, here's this real knife. That was so good.
I mean, come on.
Pretend that's a knife. What if he didn't do theater? Good call. Here, take this real knife.
I mean,
and you just have a big knife.
How is that not gold?
I think it was edited very poorly, and that guy has been fired.
Top shelf riffs. But
The coloring in that sketch literally keeps me up at night.
No.
Everything is yellow. I don't know how I did.
Don't know. Don't let it get to you.
It's
brother.
tough.
Okay, so this girl, you're an actor, right? And I'm like, well, no, I'm not an actor. And she goes, no, my friend is like so positive that you're an actor and some stuff. And I was like, well, look, I look like Jimmy Kimmel. I get that a lot.
You start throwing out that look.
And they were like, no.
And you're like, okay. Well,
like, Jimmy Kimmel now, not when he was like fat and weird.
He's world famous.
But mumbling under my breath.
Yeah.
So she waves her friends over, and her friend, and she's like, I know that like you're an actor. I took a photo. I saw you in the Minneapolis airport a year ago, and I took a photo of you in the airport, and I sent it to all my friends, trying to figure out what show you were in.
They have to have seen you in sketch comedy.
Roommates in Law.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I mean, you've been in a bunch of stuff.
And I'm like, okay. And she goes, no, seriously. Like, I took a photo of you in the Minneapolis airport 1 year ago.
Found the photo?
She had it. It was still in there because she was texting these two girls. That's the photo. How fat I am.
Here's the thing.
Is that insane?
Here's the thing. You brought this photo out last week, and a lot of people were going, that's not you. Because you do look
Thick.
100 pounds heavier than you are right now. Like, you look so fat. I was the only one willing to say, that is you.
Tim.
You are just sitting in a really tough
I mean, look how big my head is.
But I know these chairs. I know they are weirdly shallow. So when you sit down, everything does get really bunched.
I mean, it was, but I mean, that is me.
Away. I mean, the tough thing is like, I was like, maybe it's not, but you stood up and on Thursday when you were wearing the same shirt.
Oh, no, I was wearing the exact everything. The same jeans, the same shoes.
But the shirt is like very identifiable.
God, look how fat I am.
But you're not actually fat in that. It's a tough angle.
Well, you know, Joe List has the joke where it's like,
you see a picture.
Oh, right, yeah, the 4K perfect photo of me with
like,
one of the best cameras that's ever been taken.
You go, I'm ugly.
No, you just look fat as fuck in that photo.
Picture. But I'm in the.
Yeah, it's because I'm in the photo. That's what this is. And I was probably off of I probably drank 37,000 calories that weekend.
It was probably a Sisyphus, which is a beer-only facility.
I was 100% sissy. A
lot of beers.
100% sissy.
Yeah.
I can't say I was thrilled with the shows that I turned in. I can't say I was pumped with my performance that weekend.
And little do you know, you got paparazzi in the Minneapolis airport
taking photos of me.
Who's this super fat actor?
Dude, I just saw James Gandolfini in the Minneapolis airport. And I was like, well, hey, did we get on the same flight? And she was like, yeah. I was like, well, didn't it trigger you that I was in row 89F? And she was like, I did think it was weird you weren't in first class.
By the way, we have it in the budget of 5 first class. It's just that creates a weird separation.
I'm not ashamed to admit that I am smart with my money.
Yeah, and also like you can't lose touch with the people.
Well,
that's who we are.
It's the classic. It's the classic Tracy Morgan joke in 30 Rock, where he's too rich for his material and people can't relate to him more. And he's going, "Hey, you guys ever had Bad Lobster in St. Bart's?" And everyone's like, "What are you talking about?"
No,
I need to fly coach so I can stick to my roots.
I wear what I wore on stage last night in the airport, and I fly.
It's crazy. I was like, I was texting Django the next day. I was like, I gotta buy a new shirt, dude. This is crazy.
It's a good
a
shirt.
year ago?
It was so funny that because the moment I was like peeing myself because this was the night of the Fallon taping, so we're all there at the bar, and you were. So many people around you were just lying to you. They were going, "That's not you."
And I'm like, no.
Laura Peak's going, "It's not you."
I know what I look like.
And then you stood up and you go, "I'm wearing the shirt." And I was crying laughing because I'm like, it's okay that it's a bad picture. Everyone's like, "That's not you. It's not you." I'm wearing the shirt.
This is why you can't believe any comedian. Comedians just lie right to your
so
face.
funny.
No, man. They're looking at a photo of me, telling me that's not me.
In the shirt, shoes, jeans, boxers.
I'm wearing the outfit. What, are you out of your mind? But I mean, the small world thing.
It's fully insane.
Me and Django there, and then these girls recognize me, and then the girl used to work with Django at The Onion 7 years ago.
Yeah, it's
10 years ago.
Too many weird things.
So
Also,
she goes, "Oh, his friend is right there. That's Django. That's our inn."
And
Minneapolis Airport.
Remembering that you took a photo too.
Isn't that crazy?
Is weird.
I know. And then they didn't know. I think I really botched the hang. I kept being like, "Yeah, I'm engaged. I'm getting married in like a month. Leave me alone."
These girls are obsessed with me.
Well, like I've never really
taking pictures of me.
I've never really had that happen.
Yeah.
Where like a bunch, like 4 girls come over and they're like, think you're really cool.
And like enthralled, like they're like obsessed with you.
Yes,
because they're like, no, you're like a mystery man in
and
our
it's
lives.
like we're like in New York. Like you think I'm cool?
Yeah, it's cool.
So I had to be like, fuck off.
I'm engaged. Fuck off. Don't try to rob me either.
Oh my God, forgot about that.
Yeah,
boy, what is wrong with me?
I don't know. Probably a bunch, but like, it's I mean, yeah, I got on the other side of that a real check reaction.
Probably like a whole bunch of
Probably
stuff.
like a lot. I don't know. We only have like 15 minutes left.
Oh,
we
what
got
you got over there,
on
too,
stuff.
Maz?
Well, I got a Menty H tip / experience I'm going through. But first, I just want to retell that one where there's that one time I was in Rosemont and I'm walking through the mall and this like cute young couple, like I just see them like point at me twice.
Right.
And I'm like, oh,
yeah.
They recognize me, whatever. I go get coffee.
Rosemont, that's
then
when you're still hitting the feech button pretty hard.
I was hitting the feech. Yeah, I was excited about it.
Which is so fun.
And
that's one of the best features I've ever seen.
oh man, that guy, he is. And I'm like, yeah, it was probably.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
that
hot
white
set.
emojis joke, it got 15,000 views last week. So, this is like early on. And I'm like, damn, they recognize me. So I walked by them, and I'm not gonna say I went out of the way to walk by them.
But you didn't.
But I didn't have to like catch them at the right time.
Right.
Of
course.
And then they start motioning to me, and so I take the headphones out. It wasn't playing because I was ready for this. And I was like, "Hi," and they were like, "Hey, are you religious?" And I was like, "Fuck."
Hi, are you Jewish? No.
Yeah, they were inviting me to their prayer group this week.
You go. So nothing. You haven't seen any of the.
They said, "Are you religious?" And I said, "What?"
Like, no, I think we did a sketch about religion one.
Oh, did you see? Yeah, I mean, I guess.
No. Yeah, because I think
guess
we
it's
did.
kind of implied that I'm Catholic in that one.
Yeah, because you guys know I went to Notre Dame. That's like a Catholic. So I mean, in a way, I was raised religious. So yeah. Anyway, you guys saw me earlier,
and they're like, "We have a prayer group on Sundays," and I was like, "Oh no, I'm sorry, I have to go." And then I walked out, and I was like, "Who do you think you are?
that?
You absolute loser!
What was that?
What are you doing?"
That is weird and wild.
It was
stuff.
really a tough look that I didn't have to self-report, but I think I told you about it immediately.
Yeah,
'cause I was like,
you did.
"This
I remember that
sucks."
one. I remember that one.
I think I said it on stage.
That one's tough.
Because I couldn't get it. I was so disgusted with myself.
Well, the thing that really blew my mind was like, boy, these people, because like, this is gonna sound really self-there, but like in the world of comedy, like I'm a nobody. And these people really think you're
That's
doing
not true,
something.
first of all. But
no, I mean, most people know the top.
in comedy, people know you 100%. If you're a comedy fan, you know who you are.
No, but like most people know who the top
Sure,
five
the top
famous
five.
comedians are.
Yeah. Non-comedy world people.
So you have to be like a comedy nerd
yeah, sure.
to know,
Yes. Yeah.
to know where I'm at.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
I'm a deep
You have to-
comic.
Yes.
And then these
I'm
people
fighting
really
ears to fight
think
you
you're-
on this, but
These people really think you're doing something.
Yeah, because I get what you're saying. Because like, I mean, you can say to a lot of people like, I opened for Mark Norman, and there's people that'll be like,
What?
I don't, unless it's like Dave Chappelle or like somebody who was famous in the 90s.
Yeah, 100%.
Dave Chappelle. Then it'll be like,
People don't even know who Bill Burr is.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. Like
Yeah.
it's.
And so then they're coming up, they're going, "You're a famous actor, right?"
I'm like,
And you're like, you have to be mistaken.
I mean, this girl was looking at me like googly eyed, and I had to be like, hey, cut it out.
Dude, the Super Bowl sketch was so good. I bet that was it.
The writing on that one,
Had
I'm
to
not
be
gonna
it.
lie, that one was
Full
airtight
circle,
writing.
got wrapped up with a bow really nicely.
I went back and watched some of those after that guy sent me that thing, and I was like, boy, these are just good.
These were heat. A lot of work.
These are
We were
good.
putting a lot of work into them.
Yeah, well, I think that was pandemic time, and we had all the time in the world.
It was killer.
And said, hey, what if we drink an entire bottle of $180 whiskey for no reason?
And then try to crank out a minute and a half of content. Think we can squeeze a minute and a half out? Yeah, but only if we shoot for 2 full days. And we get a little ensemble, too.
Dude, that Western took forever.
I mean, setting up the set was a day.
Crazy. The sandwiches took
Sandwiches,
forever.
made about 100 sandwiches.
But boy, was that fun.
They were good. We had multiple locations on some of those shoots.
We
if
really
you have
needed-
never watched the sketches, go back and watch them.
Oh, you'd be an absolute
Gotta
crazy
figure out a way to
not
re-release
watch
them.
I know. They're honestly really good.
I think we got to put them on YouTube in a real way, but that format.
Oh, how would that even, can that even be done? Because they're
I
all
don't know.
vertical?
I don't think I have the footage anymore.
What?
Like the original, like the raw.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't even know where that would be.
Damn. Well, I mean, I could probably reach out. I know a few people at like Universal.
They probably have the footage still
That
from
could
when
do
they
it.
bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we would have to like kind of do a buyback situation.
Which
can
we
figure
have
it
the
out.
money for.
We can figure it
Again, we're flying coach, saving a couple coins here and there.
No,
Wait,
I don't
here's
even think we would have to do that. I think we could just like redo some of like the back end rights.
Oh, just restructure the deal.
Yeah.
I always hear that.
And then like we could get the
No, it's
footage
just
back,
a deal
and then they would have.
restructure.
Yeah.
You're not actually making less money. It's just a restructure.
It's like when you refinance your house. Mm-hmm. All the equity is there.
Yeah.
Let's just move it around a little bit.
We just get to take out another mortgage because the government is backing it now.
Yes.
Shout out to 2004.
God damn. Was that 2004 when that all started?
I don't know.
I mean,
when
2008 is when it shit
w-
the bed.
Yeah.
So
it
yeah, it
must have
probably
been
started around
before that.
2004.
Yeah.
2004, 2005. Hey, you make $8. How about a $900,000 home?
We got you.
We got you, dude.
It's gonna be really bad in about a decade. This is my menty H tip, and it comes from sister number 5. For my birthday, she sent me a.
What's the name of sister number 5?
It doesn't matter. I don't remember them. I just go by numbers.
Fair.
That's Lizzie.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Liz, if you're doing shorthand.
PA.
Mary Elizabeth, if you're going longhand.
Okay, Pennsylvania.
Yes. Shout out to Swing State.
Yeah.
Sister number 5. That's what we call her. Hey, Swing State.
She's like, wait, so it's sister number...
It's because
I'm a PA.
PA, though. It's really only because of the PA.
And like, yeah, sorry, we're riffing.
It was a riff. No, she sent me for my birthday a 5-minute daily journal. And I will say this, I have tried to journal probably 22 times in my life where I've bought one and then it's the first page is occupied.
Right.
And then it is 100% empty.
Man, I went through I probably filled up, I would bet 10 thick ones.
Like of daily journaling?
Just writing, like in high school. I had
Okay.
and then I got to a point where I was really embarrassed by everything I wrote, and I threw it all away.
Oh,
And I kind of wish I could go back and see it.
damn. Yeah, you wish you could see that.
But I mean, I had a couple that were like thick.
dang.
Filled them all up. Got to get the evil out, folks.
Yeah.
And then I was, I guess what it was for me, I guess in your to your point of therapy,
yeah.
was like just getting shit out.
That's all it is.
And then all the shit that came out, I was like embarrassed of.
Yeah.
So I chunked it.
And it's like written down. I've had the same battle with journaling where I write some like really vulnerable shit, and then I
don't
go,
want
what
this
if I
out here.
leave this?
Yeah, what if somebody finds it?
Because also at the start of every journal it says if found, please return to the. I'm like, no, if found,
Don't
kill yourself.
Kill you and me.
Yeah, kill everyone.
Here's my
involved.
address. Show up with a gun and shoot me in the
Shoot
mouth.
me, and then try to find everyone that I talk about in here. and kill them too.
Because it like always gets like weirdly poetic and existential,
Yeah,
and
it's
like
so
that kind of
embarrassing.
writing gets really humiliating.
Yeah, I'm like starting to wonder, if I've ever made the right decision,
Right,
or
it's
if
like,
there are
oh,
even right decisions.
Are the decisions to even be made? Or
Or is
have
it
the
just-
decisions already been made for me?
Does it actually just matter about how you respond in the moment,
Oh
and
my
not actually
God.
what led
it
you
gets
there?
so sing-songy and so embarrassing.
This is why I like this little thing. She gave me this thing. It's called a 5-minute journal, and I've done it.
Is it like a prompt?
I've done it for over a week every day.
Not bad.
I think I'm like 11 days in.
Not bad.
And it's a prompt. It's a same format every day. It's 3 things you're grateful for. Mm-hmm. 3 things that would make today good, and 1 affirmation. And then and that's the start of the day.
Hey, here's a really stupid question.
What's an affirmation?
Yeah.
I Google it every day when I have to do that part of it. I actually think I had the wrong interpretation of it, or how you're supposed to use it. An affirmation is just like, it's giving yourself a compliment, essentially.
Oh, okay.
But how it's used in this, you're like, wow, where...
You lost me there.
That's what I'm saying. I think you can try it. It's really hard. And that is the part that is like, I want to burn this instantly.
Oh, yeah, I think you should.
But it's like...
It needs to be with like invisible ink.
Or like, just like, at the end, I just write like, I hate this too.
Yeah.
If you read this... Yeah,
or it's like the Ethan Hunt thing where it's like, this is going to self-destruct in 10 minutes.
I wish.
Need that.
But here's the thing, is it's... All it is doing, the whole goal of it, I was reading a little bit more about it, and it's like the whole practicing gratitude, like having to write something down that you're what would make today great, and an affirmation, it's just to put you in a positive mindset.
It's just rewiring your brain.
That's all it is.
That's all
You're
it is.
focusing on a positive to start. Yep. And then the affirmation is like, it's hard, but what they can say is you can write something that you hope to be.
Okay, that's
so you're
fair.
like, I am, I
kind of manifest.
I am happy with how hard I work, or something
Yeah.
like that. Where it's like that might not be true, but it is manifestation. It's like putting it down, or like, all that shit. And then at the end of the day, all it is 3 highlights.
Okay, I like that. You know, manifestation gets like kind of like a.
What's so hippy dippy?
Well, it's not really hippy dippy because like it's not like I think when people talk about manifestation, they think like people in the world are like, oh, if I say it out loud, the universe is gonna.
That's
give
what
it
I mean. Like it
to
gets
me.
perceived as hippy.
And it's like that's not what it is. It's
No.
if you have a goal that you're putting out into the world, you're gonna make your brain is naturally gonna make decisions to go closer to that goal.
Yeah.
So you just are making decisions that bring you closer to a thing that you wanted.
Yeah, it really works.
So it's not the universe saying, great job, you said it out loud.
Yeah.
It's you focusing on things that would bring you closer to a goal you want.
And believing it.
Yeah.
You start to believe it.
Yeah. And I don't think that's like hippy dippy or weird
No,
at all.
I'm saying it gets perceived as that.
I agree with you 100%.
That's what I meant, yeah.
Well, because
Like-
people will be like, it manifested itself. Well, you know, like the Jim Carrey thing where he's like, I wrote
Right.
myself a $10 million check.
Yeah.
Well, so did 258,000 other people in Hollywood.
But that's just a way he was doing the what would make today great.
Yeah.
He was doing the same exercise.
Not mad at that.
Yeah.
Not mad. Shout out to Swing State for that
Swing
one.
State. Shout out PA. Yeah, but I'm like, I'm throwing it out there as a rec.
Not mad.
I've never been able. I've talked about this a million times.
Them you reckon me to affirmations?
I'm dude. I can put in a good word with affirmations. I actually can. I'm really struggling with that part. But 3 things that would make today great that's the part that I'm like, this is actually changing my mindset.
Okay, I like that because I wake up with dread.
Right. That's what I was doing.
And waking up with dread, I think is kind of the status quo. But then I guess the work of that is to force yourself into a posy mindset.
Yeah, because it's not like you're not. It's not what's the word I'm looking for? Not devaluing,
Undervaluing?
Disqualifying, discrediting.
There we go.
The negative thoughts.
Sure.
It's not like, because sometimes when I like try to journal or whatever, even sometimes in therapy, it's like I find myself just trying to talk myself out of the negative stuff. But that's not Those are real.
Those are in there for sure.
They're valid.
And they're hitting homers.
So it's like invalidate, I think, maybe. You're not supposed to invalidate it. It's just like, but there's also good stuff in there.
Sure.
So
Sure.
what if we can show a little bit of light on those guys?
Right, because it does rewire your brain.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get those synapses firing. You got to create new pathways.
Yeah. And
Says the
we'll
most
see.
mentally unhealthy man in America.
You ain't lying, though.
Let's get some Lexapro in my asshole.
Yeah, you can take it as a suppository.
He's like, hey, man, how's it been going? I'm like, I don't know. I've been putting him in my ass for like 3 weeks. Nothing.
working.
Pissed.
Yeah.
Been farting him out all day.
If you fart and your fart is like, I mean, my farts seem less angry.
Yeah, my farts are like, it's going to be fine. You're doing great.
My farts are exhaling through my nose somehow.
Positive farts are really fun.
Yeah.
They smell great.
Yeah. But my farts smell awesome. Thank you for the Lexapro. Still really depressed, by the way.
Super sad, but my farts are killer.
Farts are kind of bringing my relationship to a new level.
Oh, I can't believe
God,
it.
Seymour
The
tried to squeeze
least
back.
patronizing way possible. Can I say? Damn.
Yeah.
Dude, cats are so weird.
They're so spastic.
I really think it would be fun to be a cat.
Wow. I forgot to tell you this. I got bitched out. Where was I?
Oh, brother, I am fully invested in this.
Oh, it's just like a friend of a friend. I said something about how my roommate's cat eats my plants, and she was like, "You have to get rid of all of your plants. Plants are really bad for cats." And I was like, "Yeah, I put them like out of reach. It's just like if I leave if I leave that stool there and I'm
By the way,
gone,
these are
he can get up
thriving,
there.
by the way.
It's doing all right.
These are doing great.
I know. So, well, there's like 3 dead ones in there, but
I'm trying to concentrate on the positive,
thank
Tom.
you. I appreciate it. There we go.
God damn.
3 things that would make these plants grow great.
I mean, I've been shoving
more
Lexapro in my ass for 3 days
You're
now.
doing great. But she was like, no, for real. You're like, that's animal abuse that you have plants. And I was like, I don't even know you,
Okay,
lady.
All right. It is not animal abuse.
Yeah, she's
to
like,
have
those
a
are
plant.
toxic. And I was like, well, the ones that I have, I aren't like the really toxic. I did look them up, and there was one that I had, and it died. And so that one's not a. And she was like, no, for real, you're a piece of shit if you don't. get
Where
rid of
was this?
It was that. Now I don't want to get too specific because it was a friend of a friend, but it was out of pocket.
Hands on sight when
And
I
I
see
was a
this
little
shit.
bit like,
Oh, now no.
hey, relax.
Hey, I'm not like actively attempting to kill the cat.
Yeah, I was like, I don't.
I bought a plant for my
Also, I
mental
was like,
health.
kind of like, it started because we were talking about that joke, the fucking cat joke. So it was like clear. It was like we were riffing. And it was like nothing.
Also, no problem with you face fucking a cat.
Yeah,
Just hey, but the plants.
get rid of the plants, though.
Come on, man.
If you're, I mean, at least treat it right.
I mean,
If you're gonna be fucking it.
that's so fun.
I
I do want to
totally
know who
forgot
that is after I'm actually jonesing to know.
It was not a person that's gonna be in our lives.
Yeah, I could see that. Boy, I think I was really getting under what is sister number
5,
4.
4, Maddie.
I kept telling her, I kept going, oh boy, you're just like your mom.
That is so mean. I mean, not my mom listens. Mom, it's not an insult, but it's the same way you don't want to be told. No woman ever wants to be told they're like their mother.
She hit me with like kind of a little jab, and I said, boy, you're just like your mom.
Yeah, that didn't go over well. Because here's the thing, especially with sister number 4, people have been telling her that her
Her whole life.
It's like when people tell me I'm like my dad. I love my dad. I go, no, I'm not.
And you want to know why people have been telling her that?
Yeah.
Because it's the truth.
Nah, I won't co-sign that on account of I don't want family drama.
I know, no. She's going to beat the shit out
My
of me
mom
next
texted
time.
me why the pod wasn't out today.
Did she?
She asked, yeah.
So she's not even watching the stories.
Nah, she's not big.
She's
We
not on
also the
not on the
story then
gram?
was expired
What do you mean?
because it went out early on Wednesday.
Oh.
So by the time most people checked, I thought of that kind of late today.
You're right.
I think like today, people are checking throughout the day. The story wasn't up.
The story
anymore.
wasn't up. Oh, man, I had a great story, too. A little pooper.
It was early. The people maybe saw it on Wednesday.
Well, I wanted people to see it on Wednesday so they would know on Thursday.
I know. I think they go to check after they realize the pod's
Oh,
not
they're
out.
going, what the hell's going on with the pod?
And then no story. They go, they're dead.
Oh, that's a decent point. I thought people would just see it either way and go,
They should
all
have
right.
seen Greg's Instagram stories and known
Oh, no, he's in the mountains.
Tom's on the mountain.
Come on. He's sliding down a hill right now. He's cutting up his arm because he dropped his water bottle again.
God, it's so embarrassing.
Yeah, but those are always nice. Those are another thing when you come back, especially like in your 30s. I love that you're in your 30s now.
I have been for 2 years.
Yeah, but whatever, dude. And no, but now you're like, but before you were 30.
I was 30. Now I'm 31. I
30
did tell someone I was 30 the other day, and then I didn't catch it, and then I was like, all right.
I do that all the time. I'm like, I'm 30.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? And I'm like, sorry, I'm so far off.
Sorry, it's last year.
Last year, well, no, the
I
year.
I
just turned 30 and like, no, yeah.
I just had my 30th birthday. Yeah.
In 20, I was 30 in 2016. Or whatever the year was. I don't even know. I'm going to be a dead body.
God. We got to wrap this thing. We're at an hour, and
let's
we got to get the hell
outta
out of here. Boy, if you're in Tampa, Florida.
Oh, my God.
Should have said this up top. If you're in Tampa, I need you to look at me
top.
right now and tell me you're coming out to shows.
Look at him right in the eyes,
Because I'm getting
Tampa.
ticket counts, and they're going, hey, are you even telling anyone? And I'm going,
you told us you could sell
booked
this venue out.
in the suburbs of Tampa in late June. It's going to be 214 degrees there. Everyone is a raging Republican who doesn't like me.
Oh, my God. They're going to hate your ass.
Why? Yeah, so if you're there, though, I need you. Man, this lesbian couple hit me up and said they were coming, and I was like, duplicate before then. Multiply.
I need
and
you
then
to
show
adopt
up.
12 kids.
That was huge.
Man.
Tampa, I need you.
They're not going to love your twink ass down
Dallas, no. Dallas, Tyler, Texas, Austin, Houston, Minneapolis, D.C.
Boy, you really hit
a
that
link.
Texas button.
I know. It's over like 2 months, so I go there and back, there and back,
Okay.
there and back. But,
Well, it's a big state.
yeah, there's a lot of spots.
You know. You'll be all right.
Good thing I'm doing Dallas and a suburb outside of Dallas in the same weekend, though.
Oopsies.
That one's good.
Can I recommend Amarillo, Texas to you?
There we go.
If you want to go have one of the worst times
Amarillo
of
by
your life.
Riffin.
Amarillo. Riffin. Let's see. I'm going to be my fat tits. Ooh, I'm going to be in Denver coming up next month. But also, then I'm going to be in Boston. And then I'm going to be in Albany, which will be fun. But hey, folks, how about this one? Let's just get everybody to New Orleans
NOLA.
on July 26th.
NOLA, more like Yesla.
I'm not mad at that,
Come
Riff.
on.
I'm not going to be mad at that for the next 3 days.
Might as well.
I'm gonna. I'm getting married on the fucking 25th. Okay.
Boom, boom, boom.
And then the next day, I'm doing
boom,
2
boom,
shows.
boom.
I did get help by a few comics going 2 shows the day after your wedding.
Why not?
What are you, insane?
Got to pay for the wedding.
Got to pay for the wedding.
Yeah.
How do you think Lizzie and I are buying all this Botox so we look young forever?
Wow. What if you guys both didn't tell anyone and then
Just
showed
showed
up
up
with like
Botoxed
like not even
out.
just like lip filler.
Lip filler, yeah. Like, or I'm
You
gonna get a lot
only
of-
do lip filler.
Wait, what is it called when
Oh,
you get?
the
It's like
cheek shit.
Yeah, where
Where
you
get
start
your
to really look
buccal
crazy.
fat taken. Oh, a facelift.
Wait, what is the buccal fat?
Buccal fat, I think, is this.
Oh, that's when people's jaws go crazy.
Yeah, I think they take it out of the cheeks.
Ooh,
and they
I'm gonna
put
get
it
all-
in the other cheeks.
I'm getting all my. I don't need any more of my other cheeks. I'm so caked up. I'm getting all my buccal fat removed, and then we're doing a bunch of shows. We're doing
Two shows.
2 shows.
Sports Drink
in New Orleans, and I'm gonna have a bunch of funny people down there.
July
Chicago,
26th.
New York comics. Come on out. It's gonna be a gay old time. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna be riffing and raffing.
Yeah.
Speaking of the devil, there's one texting me right now.
There we go.
We love you guys.
We love you guys.
Hey.
Thanks for tuning in. Leave a comment. Send it to your friends on YouTube. Leave a Spotify review so that until Tim has Lexpro, that we do need those Spotify reviews to keep going up. We love you guys. Thank you for being patient. Sorry we're a day late. See you next week.
He married my sister, now we're living together.